And when you become an entrepreneur, you boss up, right? Everything, it's extreme ownership. That's what I like to tell people. When you run a business, it's extreme ownership. It's not, oh, Jesse didn't mop the floor. Oh, Jackie didn't put the tag on. Everything is you.
Are we live?
We live.
We live, man. It's your boy, Mr. Williams. You already know what to do, man. I Talk Gray. I'm here with my girl, Gotti Shayna.
Blessings.
And we got my girl, Sasha Fierce, in the building.
Hi, guys. Hi. Thanks for having me.
What's going on, man?
I'm just excited to be here. I'm honored to be here. Thank you both.
I know. Glad to have you up in the
It's
building.
about time.
Shoe
It's
feature.
about overdue.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
Last time, you know what I'm saying, you flaked on us.
Hey.
Sorry, you know, we're going to throw you a little bit.
Real. Like, you ghost us. Like,
Under.
I saw you. I was moving tables and shit. You had shoes up, like, you know, trying to get you to come.
If anything, you're the reason I'm here.
They already
I told
told you,
you
we
were
got
like
it.
the pacifying moment that I was like, you know
We have
what?
it then.
You really showed me the amenities of being here and
Of course,
how
I
amazing
like
it
it.
is.
She
that-
put in the work.
You know?
Absolutely.
Sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
Let's be there.
And it's inevitable. We were gonna do this anyway.
Exactly.
So,
It took a little time, but we're here.
So what gave you a little apprehension of wanting to come on that first time? The topic was too much. It was too raunchy.
it was too much
I
for your
will-
brand.
I will tell you that. So I've never really propelled myself as the brand. I just I really push shoe feature forward. So when people start talking about myself, me,
Okay.
I get a little apprehensive. Like, oh, okay, is this really? Am I really ready to come from behind the brand and really speak about
okay.
myself?
But you on the
So-
face, you so beautiful.
Aw.
Like,
I know,
right?
come on,
Fine
like,
as-
you gotta let people see this face. Like, come on.
You too. I'm
Thank
honored.
you.
No, honest. And that's another
Voluptuous.
thing.
You know, beautiful and all.
Look, now I'm sweating. Look. But another thing is that you get so compelling, you get so into your brand, right? That everything is about it. That when people start talking about you or asking you questions about yourself, you're kind of like, is this the direction I
Is
want to
this
go?
true?
Is,
Yeah.
You know, is it necessary? Is it so? That's
No, I feel you. So what you got here? I see you got the army
The men's
fatigue.
stuff. Like, okay.
Yeah, finally. So I think I've been doing men's now for 2 years. It's
2
been a
years?
big part of the brand. The brand's been around for 6, but men's shoes has only been 2 years, but it does so well. And I don't project, I don't advertise, I don't market like I should.
Well, why not? You know, men
Well,
need these shoes too. Look at this. This is
absolutely.
fine.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Got the
Like,
gold.
my man needs some of this. Like, come on. Like, yes.
So now I'm focusing more, and it's a lot of things that when you miss the mark, you realize, hey, what could I have done differently? So now that we're doing like a show and we're talking, I'm putting the men's shoes out front and kind of, speaking to that.
But I saw your bio though. I saw you was on NBC.
You know, Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop.
Really?
Right?
Look,
We
now
have to
now
do
we're
our
having,
due
like,
diligence.
flashes.
Like, we
You
did
see
our
what I'm
research
saying?
on
You
this.
see what I say?
Like,
So
come on,
you
you was
wasn't
on
just
Love
going-
and Hip Hop?
You was
Like,
doing your thizzle.
what's going on? Love and Hip Hop Miami or?
Yeah, Love and Hip Hop Miami.
How'd you
Okay.
get that going?
Honestly, it's just like how we met. I've just always had this bubbly, big personality. People gravitate towards me, and they always want to share opportunities. And likewise, because remember we were talking about tagging. I was like,
I remember.
yeah, it's my pleasure. Like it doesn't take anything from me to propel your brand or you propel mine, but we can all win together. And so I think people. NBC, CBS, it's exactly what they saw. I mean, one channel I was at brunch. A young lady came over to me. She asked me what I do. She's like, "Do you sing?" I was like, "No, I have a shoe brand." She's like, "You look like a singer. You look like somebody." And
Sasha
I was like, "No."
Fierce.
You know, there it goes.
I was like, "No, I just sell shoes." And she asked me more about my brand. And then the following Monday, I was on Papa Keith's show.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
like,
you go 103.5 to beat?
Yeah,
That's big.
yeah.
Okay, give
So-
yourself a round of applause. Like, okay, queen. We
Thank
see
you.
that.
Black
Like,
History Month.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I love what I do. It naturally comes off. I'm just excited, and I don't take anything for granted. You know,
Exactly.
So what got you going down that path though? Like what made you just say, yo, I want to sell shoes?
shoes, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Zapatos.
Zapatos. It's crazy because I studied medicine in college.
Oh.
I came from Jamaica to go to FIU to study medicine.
One.
Right? And then I realized medicine is not what I want for me.
Okay.
And I always worked retail. I worked at Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue. I've worked at high-end retailers my entire life. And I knew that selling, like service and selling was just me. It's innate. But I didn't know exactly how I'd propel my own brand. But from being in the stores and seeing that people that are affluent, they don't really have time to come to the store. They always ask for me to do hand deliveries to Star Island or like Shaq's wife. I always had to deliver
That's what
stuff
made you
to
be
her.
vocal?
Yeah, right. So I
Okay.
said, when I open a store, it's gonna be affordable. because not everybody can afford $1,200 Louis Vuitton.
Let's be clear.
YSL out this
I
piece.
can't even get them still. Like,
Listen, it's a pretty penny,
Yes.
and I wanted it to be where my working girl, even if she's busy at work till 6:00, the store can come to her. I wanted it to make sense,
Convenience.
busy moms, and so by the time COVID came around, it made perfect sense. Like everybody's doing drop off, delivery, pickup, mobile,
So you was able to benefit from COVID.
Absolutely.
Man. Okay, look at
It
you.
propelled my
Okay.
brand even more, so
We like to hear that. Black
You know what I'm
entrepreneurs. Okay.
You found an issue and then you solved it.
Correct.
Let's
That's
go.
really what business is.
It is.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize there was an issue to solve. I was just like, this will be fun and
It was
this
natural
will
to
work.
you.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just flowed. It just really flowed.
Proud of you, man.
That's
for
what's
sure.
up, man.
Yeah.
Thank you
Damn.
guys.
So I also see that you do life insurance too.
I
do.
just saw that. I heard that she was doing the other day. It was very
You know,
interesting.
Jamaicans have to have 15
You don't
jobs.
have 15 job.
15 something.
That's how that works. No, I've always, since day one of my business, of Shoe Feature, I said, I don't just want to have the woman look great on the outside. It's easy to look good on the outside. How is her mental health? How's her
Inside,
spiritual?
yes.
Yeah. How's her finances?
Let's be
You
clear.
know,
Say that
How's
one more
her
time.
finances?
Let's say that one more
Exactly.
time.
Because y'all don't be want to tip on dates.
Tip on dates. Like, what?
We're going to go to a
Yeah,
therapy
let's not
session
even
after that.
let's not even go on this. Like, what tip on dates? A woman?
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Yeah,
what?
why I can't throw in the tip about
If you
What
paying
kind
for
of
the
women are you
date,
dating? But that's for another. That's
College
another.
Yeah, I know. Let's not even entertain.
Did you hear what he said? College women.
Yes,
Let's be
college
clear.
graduates.
I remember being in college graduates. 'Cause I remember being an undergrad, and that is not a pretty time. Okay.
All the money going to school. At
School,
this point.
all
You
of
want a
it.
tip?
Student loans, y'all want us to pay
Yes.
that too?
Facts.
What are you talking? You're talking to the wrong set of women about the wrong set
Yeah,
of
you're
women.
right. Since you got to put me on to the women that you be with, man.
Correct.
Got it.
Absolutely. The women I'm around
Yeah,
Yes.
upgrade
are
his
financially
circles.
sound.
Huh?
They go to therapy.
They got credit? They have good credit score?
They have great credit. Because
Yeah.
you can't. To me, you can't be a whole woman, or you can't want a whole man or a whole partner unless you're whole yourself.
Let's be
I
clear.
don't really believe.
What
in the
type of
whole-
shoe features? Dropping them jewels today. Okay.
Sasha is
true.
coming in the
It's
paint.
true. What's the point of me being in $1,200 shoes, looking fly from head to toe? My finances are jacked up. I'm worried about the last trauma I went through with my ex, and I'm
Let's be
projecting
clear.
that onto you. And then I have no spiritual health whatsoever. Like, how am I a whole woman?
Let's be clear.
So that's how life insurance started. I said, what can I offer? And it's not just women. I know I always go to the niche of women. It's not just
course.
women. It's men's and
Everyone.
women.
Yeah.
But I focus on women because I am a woman, and I know how hard it is to be a woman.
Yes.
I know, let's
All
just
the
talk
stress
hormones
and
alone.
everything that
Yeah,
we're up
look at me.
upon.
I'm having hot flashes as we sit here.
Already, like-
And so I know there's a lot that I can offer and a lot that I can share, and I'm vulnerable enough, and I'm humble enough to say, hey, I fall short in this gap, and this is how I fixed it. And
Correct.
hey, here's how you learn.
Correct.
So what made you wanting to step in that line of being vulnerable though? Because most people don't really like to be
A
vulnerable.
lot of people like to hide behind
Hide
their
behind the
feelings and all of
facade.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't take myself too seriously. That's one.
That's
good.
I'm okay with talking about my flaws, just like I'm talking about the great things about myself. That's one. For two, I've always been an only child, so I know how to entertain myself.
Good. Okay.
I know how to talk about the hard topics or face the hard things because, if I don't fix me, who's gonna fix me? There's nobody
Correct.
really holding me accountable, so I hold
Correct.
myself accountable, and just wanting to be better. Like maybe I'll never be satisfied because I always want to do better, be better, learn more.
You just want to
be
learn
more.
and elevate.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm usually like that too.
Yeah, it's so important because then, if you're not learning, you're dead. Like I feel like what else?
Say
what
that
else
one
is
more
there?
time. If you're not learning, you dead.
I
You hear
think
that?
so.
Seeing that?
You can learn from anyone. You can
Yeah.
learn anywhere. I'm not talking about formal education. I'm saying just having a
Like
conversation.
life experiences. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm with you on that.
So what adversities would you say you came over from 2020? Because 2020 was a hard time for all of us. You know what I'm
It
saying?
was.
Especially for entrepreneurs, unless you got that PPP.
And even if you mismanaged it, you're screwed too. Because a lot of people, they think money's the answer, but no, it's wisdom. Because you can get a lot of money, you can blow it. You can blow it. You
It's
can
gotta
be
have
in
value
business
and
and have
stuff.
Blow that
losses,
money
and how do you
fast.
come back from it,
Correct.
right? During PPP, I met a gentleman who owned his own insurance company, and I just saw how he managed money and how he was saving lives or educating people. And I said, I could absolutely do this too for my women. Because before I was only doing like brunches and having doctors come in and things like that. This is a whole nother financial aspect.
Correct.
So if anything, you never stop selling insurance during COVID. Let me tell you, people are dying.
Yes.
So I found
So you found
a niche
that-
a niche within
people
a niche.
dying, you was good.
Correct.
And it's,
Correct.
It's very important because like us being like black women and black, you know, individuals, like we're scared of life insurance. Like we always been like under the impression that it didn't work or it's not for us. So it's good that like we have somebody out there advocating for life insurance.
But why do you think that is though? Why do you think a lot
We're
of
fearful?
us are scared of
Yeah.
putting our money where, you know what I'm saying, where it really matters versus getting that YSL
Correct.
or getting that Louis?
So fear across the board. Fear within racism, fear within money, fear within life insurance is lack of education. Always.
Correct.
Always.
We wasn't taught that.
Yeah, we never spoke about it. Most times you hear people, "Oh, I don't eat gluten." What is gluten? They don't know.
Nobody knows.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm not getting life insurance. That's like betting on life. Really? Tell me. Everybody quiet.
But you got that Popeye's chicken.
Let's be clear, because that's what's projected to us.
Right,
We know about that.
right. And so when you share with them that, hey, life insurance could be like a savings account. Like you
You
could
can invest from or you can take from it. They don't understand that.
I could insure your child for $4 a month. $4 a month.
Damn.
And then by
Oh,
the time they
definitely.
go off to college, you have something
They
you
set.
can pull money from.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? But nobody sat and had these conversations. Their parents didn't know better, so their parents didn't share with them.
That
Half the stuff I
generational-
learned, I didn't know. Like I knew stuff, but I didn't know as much.
As in
So,
depth
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
So there's so much to learn, but then people have to be open to wanting to know more and stop. Oh, because you read this one little thing or somebody else said something, you believe it. Like where
Right.
did you investigate?
Yeah.
Did you ask
You read
questions?
you read one little meme, now you woke.
Yes,
You read
yes,
one little meme,
one-
now you want to
yes,
sell life insurance.
yes,
Like, come on, like, come
yes,
on, like,
yes.
what's up
Like
with
these
this?
chats that they're having on Clubhouse. Oh, take that 20 cents, flip that, do this.
Facts.
Everybody's teaching everybody, but have you done it?
Or that susu thing that was popping up. What was that she called?
Yeah.
That circle
Yeah.
pyramid.
Like, I'm still
Like,
waiting
put
on my
some money-
$20, yo.
Me too.
That
like,
shit was supposed to
let's
flip
be
to
clear.
200.
Let's know 2,000 sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
like I put my 20 in. I'm like, yo, what
you sowing
happened?
the seed. Like, we still ain't get the seed back. Like, what's up with that?
But it's just, what really gets me is that people don't look for the proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
How can you teach me how to make $100,000 a year and you never made $100,000?
Let's be clear.
Okay, how
Say that
can,
one more
yeah.
time. Yes.
These girls are like, oh, I'm gonna teach you. I'm a life coach, but your life needs coaching.
You need help too.
Like how can I teach you something? So I find a lot of girls on IG and they're such big bullies, really, and they're like,
Let's
I'm gonna
be
have
clear.
these women empowerment events.
Scams.
But they would never walk down the aisle and say, oh my God, I love your braids.
Nothing.
That's women empowerment. I don't need to.
But do you think people, okay, because I get what you're saying, but I still feel like some people can give good advice, but it doesn't mean that they take it. Like, I could tell you don't drink Henny, but I'm
But then
going
you
to
still
drink
gonna
it.
drink it.
Yeah.
So why are you saying it though?
Because at the end of the day, it's still good advice. Maybe you might have the discipline to do it. Like, I still feel like you can get advice from a bum.
Oh, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But a bum should give me advice on things that he's versed in.
Correct. That
Or
he's educated in.
understands.
But what if he learned from it after he failed? Because,
But
you
if
know,
he's
there's
still doing
learning
it.
through the failure.
But if he's still doing it, how did he really learn?
Because maybe at the end of the day, he didn't go ahead and apply it, but he still understands what should come from it.
So
So
you
he's
want to
hoping,
sell information that you're not really applying. How does that make sense?
doesn't mean that it doesn't work. You see what I'm saying?
I see your merit. I think what I'm having trouble with is somebody telling me how to have a successful boutique and they don't have one.
Correct.
I think
But what if they
that's-
tried it and failed, but they gave up, but you might be the one that continues it and to keep going?
So why didn't they take that same knowledge
And
and
continue for
merit
them?
in their own
Maybe
life?
they didn't have the strength. Maybe you got the full power.
But they
you
have
know?
the strength to teach.
They didn't have the
But
strength
they-
to keep on talking
No,
about it. Like, that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
asking.
They just didn't have
I'm
the
asking.
will. You know what I'm saying? Because not all of us, it's just like, okay, like some of our children. You know what I'm saying? You ever...
I have a 12-year-old son.
Okay,
Yeah.
damn, bro.
Yeah, I have a
Man,
13-year-old
that
daughter,
snapback
too.
is
You can't
for
tell
real.
from the snatched waist, guys.
Like, shit. I got a 13-year-old daughter myself. So,
Okay,
yeah.
there we go.
You know, why say the snatch is that? But yeah.
Snatch it.
I'm being facetious. Don't
No. But I feel like sometimes, yes, I get what you're saying. Yes, we would want a mentor that actually done it. But if the advice is there and we can take it.
But how do you really decipher from it? Because if you telling me something and you're not living in it, it's like pointless then. Because how am I gonna understand?
Because if I
that?
tell you to save money, you know
And
what I'm
you
telling
broke.
you? Okay, but you should still save money.
Okay, but how are you gonna teach me that if you're broke? How am I gonna trust what you're saying is true?
Yeah.
Because saving money is still something good to do.
Come on,
and
anybody
they might
can say
know
that.
it. Because
Anybody
people
can say
know
that.
shit. Because remember, it's a difference between knowing the knowledge
And applying
versus
it.
applying it.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? So if somebody's giving me the knowledge and they're not necessarily applying it, but they're giving it to me, I might be the one to be able to apply because maybe I have the more discipline. I might be the one actually eating fruits in the morning, doing what's necessary to facilitate that dream.
You gotta look the part if you're saying stuff. Like, come on.
You should, but how much of really of us is really doing what we say we're supposed to be doing
They
anyway?
don't say it.
I find it hypocritical to do the opposite.
Let's
I
be
do.
clear.
I do.
Don't say
I
it
see
then.
merit in what you're saying, absolutely. But I find it's like going to like a law school and Harvard Business Law, right? And my professor never owned or ran a business. I just find a loophole in that. I feel like I'd rather do an internship under P. Diddy.
Correct.
You know
somebody that's doing it.
No,
Yeah.
just say no,
I get
not
you,
because of his wealth, but
Yeah.
because he's doing it.
Because he's doing it.
Right. Okay, maybe not P.
Diddy.
Diddy. A pizza shop,
Anybody that's actually
owner
doing
it.
that he's just like, I took
Correct.
this, I took this. Like I just rather.
I feel the same
Perhaps
way.
I need to see the example.
Correct.
Perhaps I do.
To believe it.
Perhaps
Come
I
on.
do.
We live in a society where like you could post a picture and you can feel like it's believable. So you gotta actually live up to that.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
No,
come on. Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I feel for me to do business, like I both businesses I do alone. So with life insurance, it's great because you work for yourself. It's your own.
You're on the contract for yourself.
Correct.
Okay.
And with True Future, it's my own business. I don't have a partnership. But if I were to partner with anybody, or if anybody were to say I want to invest in your business, I would need to see that they've run a business and had
Correct.
great loss, not great success,
But great loss.
but great loss.
Okay.
Because I feel that as a business owner, with what I've gone through, I think the only time you can truly understand business is if you've lost and built
Go
it back.
through the whole thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like that gives you a whole nother perspective. Because if you're always winning, you're
I
complacent.
can believe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It seems easy. It seems like it's just, it just happens. No, there's true grit in it. And I don't mean that I don't mean lost where you've been down to degradation. I mean like you just understand that, hey, I invested in this marketing company and it wasn't for me.
You could fail and bounce back
Correct.
and continue.
You took chances.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure.
So how big has support been for you since you've been doing your whole venture?
It's
None.
overwhelming. No, overwhelmingly
Okay.
wonderful.
Okay, so that's
Overwhelmingly
good.
wonderful. And it's people say, oh, you put a website and none of your family will support you or your friends are gonna. I've not had that at all. I've had.
So everybody just been open arms and just embracing it.
Hello, look.
Okay,
I'm
look
talking
at
to two
you.
people right now.
Okay.
You guys are complete strangers.
Yes.
And yet you gravitated towards me. You believe in me. You wanted me to be a part of your brand. Like
For
that's
sure.
huge. And maybe it's part of my gratitude too. Maybe it's what I give out that I get back. But
The law of attraction.
I've
Yeah.
always had. Sometimes I'm in shock.
Okay,
In
well that's good
complete
because you're
shock.
like one of those few. Because like most of the time people don't support us. Like a lot of people don't really like. They want to see it after it's already been like
Established.
yes, correct.
But that's not. See, that goes back to true grit.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm building, if this is me, this is my perspective. If I'm building. Why do I need to reach out to P. Diddy when there's people on my level building with me and we can build together and we can learn
That's the
from
way
each
it's supposed
other?
to be. Yeah.
Everybody wants an overnight success. Everybody wants like, oh, I'm gonna do with this blogger that has 100,000. But if somebody working just as hard, if not harder, and would really put that effort and believe in your brand and not.
To get your brand out there, yeah, for sure.
So I think that just goes with. When people say, "Oh, nobody supports me," dig into that, because sometimes they're looking for a handout. Sometimes they're not looking to come. Let me carry the bag for you. Let's work together.
Yeah.
They're looking for somebody to say, "Oh, I love it here." It doesn't necessarily work that way.
People that want to ride the coattail.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? They don't necessarily want to put in the work, but they just want to feed off your energy in regards to what you're doing.
Yeah, or have you come work for them. It's not a partnership, they sit back, like they see you being busy bee, you're getting everything done, and now they're like, oh, well, I want to do this, and then, you're busy bee over there because they want to recruit you to work
Feed
for
off
them.
your energy,
and
yeah.
feed off, whatever
Right.
it is that you have going for you. Yep.
No, I feel you 100%. So do you see yourself doing anything outside of this?
Oh, yeah. I had a game truck once.
Game show. What's that about?
I had a 30-foot game truck with TVs, PlayStation.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I would rent it out for parties, bar mitzvahs.
Okay, and people just come inside the truck and play games and stuff? That's
Yeah.
fun.
tough.
Yeah. See, I'm trilingual. I did that for about a year. It was very successful, but it's also daunting because you need a staff. You need a full staff. And so when you run a business that doesn't really need a staff, like online, like True Feature, or you do life insurance that is a one-on-one,
Yeah.
and running a business that needs a staff is a
lot of
whole nother element.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, imagine opening up a restaurant and you have nobody to serve the food, nobody to mop the floor, nobody. People think, oh, I'm gonna open a business. No, some businesses take a well-oiled machine, takes a staff, not temporary people that come in and out.
Yeah.
A real staff, a family, and if you don't have that, it can run the business right into the ground.
No, you're right.
So that was my biggest failure in that business.
Okay. So has that, you doing your business thing, because you seem very successful in regards to what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? See me how I say that? So has that affected your love life in any way?
Ha!
You know we gotta bring that up. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
You gotta keep it real,
you gotta
you
be
know?
fine like wine.
Look.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when I wasn't an entrepreneur, I was very happily married.
Okay.
So you've been
Right?
married,
So
okay.
yeah, I've been married. That's how my son came about.
Okay.
And then I got divorced, and then
How long were you married?
on paper a year, but to me we were together 7 years, so we were
7
married
years?
the whole 7.
Okay.
Once that relationship failed, I think that propelled me more into being an entrepreneur.
So maybe you like dig deep into business after that. Okay.
And when you become an entrepreneur, you boss up, right? Everything, it's extreme ownership. That's what I like to tell people. When you run a business, it's extreme ownership. It's not, oh, Jesse didn't mop the floor. Oh, Jackie didn't put the tag on. Everything is you. It's your fault.
You couldn't do that while you was married?
I could have, but I'm saying being divorced, I
gave you
propelled
that
myself
push?
more into an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And once I became an entrepreneur, that extreme ownership, now I see all my relationships failing, because when
All
you
your
become
time
such
into that.
when you become such a boss lady or whatever it is, it doesn't project well onto the alpha male.
Yeah, because a lot of times the men, they feel like intimidated when they meet a woman that's empowered and have their own success. You know, like I just want to
It
throw that
does.
out there. You
It
know, I'm
does,
not
because
saying, but
if you're
yeah.
an alpha female, you have to learn, at least if you're gonna be with the alpha male, you have to learn how to be a little bit
Submissive, yes.
Yeah. And
Correct.
so when you're in boss mode, you may not even realize that you're overwhelming the relationship,
Correct.
putting
Or being-
stress on it. What are you laughing at?
Being aggressive.
Being
Being
aggressive.
aggressive. Like
Being
we just
aggressive.
in that role. Yeah.
I sometimes I don't even allow a man to be a man, because I've already had
Because you
done
taking
it.
over that
You took
role.
all
I'm
over.
head of household at home.
Correct.
'cause
Why you
I-
can't just fall back though?
I'm
Because she's
learning.
taking on
That's what I'm
those
saying. I'm
masculine
really telling
roles.
you, this is my mess up.
Yes.
This has been my mess up, but unknowingly, because I had to boss up so much in business that I didn't
We
turn
didn't
it
need a
off
man
by
for
the time.
nothing. Correct. Let's just say it out loud. We didn't need a man for nothing.
I do want and desire.
Let's be clear.
I do want and desire a guy, but I'm saying
Yes.
I may have run off a few because
You were so in tune with the business and stuff, and
Correct.
being head hold of everything.
Filing
you know?
all the taxes.
You know,
Yeah.
head of household everything.
so imagine at home I'm telling my 12-year-old son what to do. I run into the office. I'm telling my
Everybody else what to do.
my
All
client,
your
hey, this is
associates.
what you need. This is
Correct.
all you need.
Yeah.
Then my girls are like, what do I wear? And I'm like, this is what you need, honey. This is what you need to
Correct.
wear. So imagine that. That's my world. And then I come home now, and then I have to turn it off, which nobody's saying to me, hey, babe, you're home now.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, you want to do everything. And then I'm abrasive as well. So guess what?
No,
It's
I get what you're
combative.
saying.
So
And it got to
then-
be balance in everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And learning curves.
Correct. But let us know where everybody can find you at.
Oh, so shoefeature.com is the website, and on Instagram it's at shoefeature. With life insurance, it's at Life Agent Scott.
Okay.
What's up?
Well, we definitely appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? It was long overdue.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're supposed
I'm
to
happy
been
to be
here.
here.
Like I remember
Yes.
when I met you, like we just talked about that.
No,
I was
we
like, I love
vibed
it.
immediately. I didn't even
Instant.
know
Correct.
who she was at the time. I just great energy,
Just
and then I'm like,
queens alignment.
I know who you are.
Correct.
And your line is super dope.
It
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you for coming on, Queen. You know what I mean? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Williams. Make sure y'all click the link below and subscribe. We out of here. I Talk Great.
Peace.